Hello, Grand Rising Collective. First of all, I just wanted to say that I have so much gratitude to the divine, my ancestors, my higher self, and my whole spirit team. You know, it's truly a blessing to be able to step in my purpose and always remembering my authentic self. With that being said, I just wanted to start off this message with a statement of encouragement. In the Bible, there was a story about Nehemiah, and the divine gave him orders, a vision to build a wall. People began to act like he was crazy, you know, but no matter what, he still, listened to the divine, you know, and he built that wall. Even though he had all those distractions and people that were doubting what vision that was given to him. I wrote a couple of things down because I wanted to make sure that I did not forget what I wanted to say today. Yeah, I wrote a couple of things down because I didn't want to forget. And I'm just going to make sure that I go through everything that I written down. Let's see. Let's push this back just a little bit. Okay, so with that being said, we must always remember to follow our intuition. Your higher self will never lead you wrong. Trust yourself and know that the divine, the Christ mind, the Christ consciousness in you will always have your back. Okay? You got to always remember that when the divine gives you a message or orders or a vision, and this vision never stops, you know that it is the divine that's giving it to you. Just remember that you're not crazy. You know, you listen to your soul, your higher self, that third eye that I like to call the first eye that everyone has, that you must remember that you have. Collective, you have to remember that sometimes people are born to shake things up, okay? Some people are just born that way. Some people are always meant, to elevate other people in the spirit, okay? To awaken the soul so that people can remember who they are. Being, you have to begin to trust in yourself, your higher self, okay? Sometimes I believe that part of your soul purpose sometimes is just to piss people off. You have to, sometimes that might just be your sole purpose. But really you're just trying to, you got to remember that you must live in your purpose, you must walk in your purpose, but sometimes you have people that are designed to knock you off your tracks, to distract you. Sometimes they change the divine angels into devils, because they're not strong enough to understand who they are and be strong enough to walk in that purpose without distractions, without allowing what people say to make you feel a certain type of way to the point where now you're not even doing what the divine set you out to do. Again, like Nehemiah in the Bible. Something else I wanted to let you guys know. Let's see. Right. So the understanding that you are of a collective and that you were born not to be impressive by anything or other than, so basically you weren't born to be persuaded by people. So no matter how much money people have, no matter how a person may look, no matter their celebrity status, anything that's materialistic, your soul, you weren't created for that to even matter to you, right? You don't care anything about that. And I'm like that as well, right? You don't care anything about that collective. All you care about is awakening the souls, reminding people who they are, teaching people about discernment, teaching people how to walk away when shit don't feel right in their soul, and having the balls and the courage to be able to do that, Some of us have that protective insight. Our relationship with the divine is so powerful, and our intuition be on point sometimes that, people not understanding that we are who we are, and us being so one with the divine, so one with the universe, so one with our spirit team, so one with the ancestors, so one with the planet, that we hold a master key, and that our relationships is so strong that we can see the tricksters. We can see through the false relationships, like they can't put on a show. You can see right through them. Our downloads are very crazy. I know that they are, because I know that I'm not alone. That's why I'm not only just speaking for me, I'm also wanting to put this message out for the collective. Just a recap, just remembering, that just like Nehemiah in the Bible, you have a vision. You have a vision from the divine. You have a purpose. Go forth with your purpose. Go forth. I don't care if you're the only person that actually can see the vision. Go forth. Because you know that the divine, your spirit team is with you. Just like Nehemiah did. Not everyone is I'm going to say, blessed yet to be able to have discernment and be able to acknowledge their higher self and be able to understand that we are our own devils. We are our own setbacks. We are the ones that hold ourselves back because we don't look at ourselves in the way that we need to. Understanding that, you have that ancestral protection. Like me, I know that I am an angel here on earth with a purpose. And my purpose is to set people free. I wasn't born to be impressed by anything that's materialistic or anyone that is materialistic, or I don't care what you have, how you dress. I don't care about materialistic things to the point where I forget who I am, or I forget my purpose, or I forget my mission, or I allow it to become more powerful than who I truly am. because those are just things. Me being my authentic self, me remembering that I am one with the universe, with earth. I am one. It reminds me, and I wanted to remind you, to remember how powerful you are. It's not the things that you may possess. It may not be how many friends you have or how you grew up, or none of that really matters when it's all said and done. What matters is your soul and the person, that character of being, that light or darkness, or both. Because don't get me wrong, like, we all have that light and dark, and the whole objective is to be able to have that balance between both, and not let, to me, either or, not be balanced. And learning how to have discernment. Like I said earlier, having that courage to be able to walk away. Being able to walk away when things don't feel right. Like me, some people can see things, right? I more so can feel things. So if things don't feel right, I've gotten to the point where I understand that I have a higher self. I understand that I am a part of the divine. I am the God. I am the image of the divine in a fleshly body, being a human being, having a godly experience. Looking at earth, looking through the lens of the divine. That's the sole purpose, is to remember that and operate like that Christ-like mind. That's what they mean when they speak of Christ. That Christ consciousness, remembering who you are and how powerful you are, and take off. Because you control and create everything. That's the energy that we should be on. And I know that that's the energy that I love to be on. And I know as well as the collective. And when I say the collective, I mean people that are like-minded as myself. Remember, you're not looking for validation. You're not looking for validation. You will always have your ancestral protection. Just follow your intuition. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Whatever your heart, your soul has led you to do it. Because I'm going to always remember Nehemiah in the Bible. Always. Don't listen to other people, especially those that think that you are crazy, because you're not. And especially those that don't understand the vision and don't see the vision, or don't want to see the vision for you. Because sometimes that could be it as well. They just don't see it for you. But the divine picks and chooses. And also, you can pick and choose within yourself if you want to be awakened, if you want to have that Christ-like mind and live your authentic self and not try to be like Mary, Paul, Paula, and the rest. Always remember to be your authentic self, because that's where the blessing relies at. When you be yourself and not try to be like anyone else. Because I tell people all the time, like, you cannot manipulate me, persuade me, or make me look at you any differently than what your soul and your energy projects to me immediately. I don't care what you have. I don't care what you possess. I don't care how you ride, what kind of car you have, what kind of house you have, the kind of clothes that you wear. I don't care about any of those things. When people come in contact with me, most of the time, I'm talking about, now don't get me wrong, I'm still a human, but most of the time, I want to talk about things that are going to be enlightening, things that I can resonate with, things that are going to heighten my spirit, and heighten my higher self, get me to that higher level. Because again, to me, earth is the lowest that you could be, so most of the time when you come around me, that's what I'm going to want to talk about. That's what I'm on, helping the people. I don't have hatred in my heart. I don't have evilness in my heart. And when this message of Nehemiah came across my mind yesterday, I said I was going to write it down, my thoughts, so that I did not forget anything that I really wanted to say, because I know that there are a lot of people that's out there that's like that, and if you are, if you can relate with the story of Nehemiah, hit it in the comments for me. Let's talk about it. I want to know if anyone can relate other than me, of how it could be sometime a struggle to be able to step out on that faith, step out, because jumping out there without being able to see the outcome could be scary. It is scary. But remember this. When we were all born into this world, we were taught about God, just about everybody. And when you were taught about God, you took it. And it's not until things start to happen that you really realize that God is real. It's just a story that was told could be shaky, right? The divine is real. So because the divine is real, you are real. You are real. Step out on that faith. The same faith that you had when you believed that the divine was real. And if you can believe that the divine is real, there is no way possible that you can't believe that you are real, because you are one of the divine. You are the divine. We all are. We all are having a human experience on planet Earth in this matrix. Figuring it out. Going within. And remembering just remembering it's your thoughts. It's your thoughts. Raise your vibration with your thoughts. Change your thoughts. Everything that you think can't, can. Because you're powerful. When you begin to live in your consciousness and your internal truth, magic happens. Remember, that you are one with the divine. And you have protection. Live in your consciousness. Live in your internal truth. Be your authentic self. Be true to yourself. And always to carry love and compassion for people. Don't be a fool, but carry love and compassion in your heart, because that's what's going to save you when things start to shift, because they will. This is just the beginning of the shift. Change your mind, family. You control your destiny. No one else. And though people can try to do things to you, when you understand and when you understand how powerful you are and begin to really understand that, like I told you before, I got that download that, you have that ancestral protection. Do what the divine call you to do, as I will as well. And with that being said, I'm going to cut it off for right now, and I'll be back later. Ashe, 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 family.